What is a sign that you're unattractive? You're 13 and at a sleepover and a fellow 13-year-old you've known for 20 minutes looks you straight in the eye and, unprompted, says you're really ugly. I'm less ugly now, but it was true at the time. You're a bitch, Jordan. I remember being uglier as a 13-year-old too. Puberty maybe? Anyways, go to Jordan, unprompted, and tell her that you/I'm the man of Reddit agrees that she's a bitch. Puberty really ducks some of us. I was but ugly from like 10 to 19. That's the only time I met her, but I'm comfortable assuming Jordan's probably still out being a bitch somewhere to this day. You get the sympathy smile. Ah, this one hurts. What's interesting about the sympathy smileys? That it looks like a normal smile, except you can feel the sympathy part. Yeah, it's like someone worked in a wordless, oh, honey, combined with you poor, brave little thing. Like you're a trooper for not shooting yourself in the face and just existing like that every single day. When my husband suddenly passed away I got a lot of that I don't know how you made it through. Well, outside of shooting myself I didn't have many options. I have 4 kids to live for, and suicide didn't cross my mind. I think in some situations people just don't know what to say. When you post a picture to social media and all the comments are about how brave you are. I love your courage. I'm a wheelchair user who sometimes does photo shoots. I hear this a lot. Not many understand why it hurts to hear. Listen here, Turbo Wheels. You run their goddamn toes over and smile at them and tell them they are so brave to feel pain in their toes. Duck M. Turbo Wheels duck, yeah. When the popular kids would prank their friends by getting you to ask their friend out. I was asked out by one of the popular girls in high school once. I thought she was messing with me, so I said no. Turns out she genuinely wanted to date me. Low self-esteem sucks. You are not alone. I'm here for you. Though we're far apart. When you have your nice room and side talk with your parents/friends. How about when you finally manage to find someone? Your parents keep going on about how they never thought it would happen. Like ever. Yes, this happened in my big fat Greek wedding. It also happened to me in real life 5 years before that movie came out. Thanks mom and dad. I feel so bad for my parents. In a similar regard. Pretty sure they always wanted grandchildren and all of that. But my sister goes through boyfriends like sticks of gum. None last longer than 2 or 3 months before she dumps them. And I dated in my early to mid 20s and eventually went, this is bullshit, and just kind of stopped dating. Because, well, dude, dating sucks. With work, I have limited time. And I've got my own hobbies and they are way more fun and much less stressful than dating. Pretty sure they always wanted grandchildren and all of that. Maybe they should have had more attractive children then. That's what I keep telling them. But you know how old people are. When people talk to you in order to get to know your friend. Man, I felt that punch in the gut. Used to happen to me all the time. Yup, that happened to me when I was in high school. I remember it was literally the worst feeling in the world, especially when that person was someone you found attractive. Happened to me in junior high. My best friend, hot new guy, and I engaged in a water fight during lunch. The bell rang, and he touched my shoulder and asked if I could stay back a second because he wanted to ask me something. After 3 years of walking quietly in the shadow of my best friend's incredibly massive middle school breasts, I cannot describe the feeling of finally being seen by someone I liked. He asked me if my best friend would say yes if he asked her out, even though my soul was crumbling out my butt in that moment. I told him she would, and walked her over to him, picking up my backpack and walking to class all alone. Looking back and seeing them holding hands and smiling into each other's faces. I think he's gay now. I've always been an extremely androgynous woman and not particularly good looking. I absolutely adored a boy in my study group. We got along well and would cuddle on the couch a lot. We were child actors, so we had our study group in our tutor's apartment. I finally got up the nerve to ask him out and he said, listen, if I wanted to look like I was dating my little brother, I'd date my little brother. Absolutely ducking destroyed me. That and a few other things combined to give me such hellish low self-esteem that I wasted years of my life with an abuser who I thought was the only one that would ever love me. The only people commenting on your looks are an entire generation older than you. Edit, generation as in you grandparents. Stop, this one hurt. If you tell a self-deprecating joke, everyone will look uncomfortable or get quiet. This hits home way too hard. Small kids saying you are ugly, yes, or ask about a certain aspect of your appearance. Why is your head so big? Little known fact, movie stars have large heads in relation to their bodies. Maybe fact was too strong, so let's go with its rumored that Josh Brolin, Tommy Lee Jones and Javier Bardem the movie could have been called No Country for Men with average size heads. Edit, Josh not James. I had really bad acne in high school. It sucked at the time, but now I can laugh at the fact I used to look like a lumpy tomato. But babies would always cry, and I recall a lot of dogs barking at me. I had facial acne and then horrible back acne, which meant that I couldn't take my shirt off as a teenager. The anxiety and horror of dealing with this was unbearable. I could write a book about it. Hell, I still have back acne at 28. Would take that over facial acne though for sure. Mine scarred up, so going to pools is a challenge. I wouldn't even worry about back scars. I have massive cleavage scars all down my legs and arms, and am past caring when people stare. If I can get to that point of not giving a shit, then surely you can too. Several people send you the same poem about being beautiful on the inside. Yeah, that happened. Damn, it'll give you my heart if you trade me your svelte figure, bitch. Best I can do is an acceptably round, but in exchange for some cuddles. Take it or leave it. Ed, take it. Twice. The only people who smile at you are people who work in retail. Hard jokes on you. I had a red district girl smile at me. Hate to tell you, but that's considered retail. I thought that was wholesale. You mean wholesale? When I worked at a homeware store, I greeted a guy and we started conversation, can't remember how, but it ended with him gesturing to my face and saying beauty isn't on the outside, it's on the inside. I'm sure he meant well, but God, did that cause a spiral of self-consciousness. I was only 15. Years ago I used to work in a car lot. Had some guy come in and tell me how I look just like one of his relatives, except she is pretty. Guy was a total dick. You look like the cousin I wanna duck but uglier. Are you a salesperson? Cause you sold me on that idea instantly. When your friends say they want to set you up with someone and feel run it by the other person then get back to you, then you never hear about it ever again. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm unattractive. I mean, I simply might not be their type. But also, it's happened a few times now, so I wouldn't read into that too much. Some people get flaky when it comes to being set up by friends, especially if they overthink it. What if we hit it off and then have a bad breakup and have a bunch of mutual friends and it's awkward to see each other, etc. I had a friend, A, that I wanted to set me up with one of her friends, B, but she just wouldn't do it. I later found out that A was in love with me, and that probably explained why she wasn't any help. You never, or rarely, catch people looking at you. And if they do, it's to look at how ugly you are. Nah, if you ugly, they only look once. They don't want to be reminded again. Lol, amateur. I've been gawked at for 15 plus minutes multiple times by girls trying to figure out what makes me so ugly. I'm ugly and I'm proud. You only match with bots on Tinder, and then those bots tell you that you ugly. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. When people don't laugh when you joke about how unattractive you are, and then you purposely laugh at your own joke to signal to people that it is a joke and they should laugh because you now feel very uncomfortable. But they'd rather you feel uncomfortable than risk seriously hurting your feelings by laughing. When someone of the opposite gender hugs all your friends but high-fives you, don't be hurtful. Like in Harry Potter when Hermione finally comes back and hugs Harry but shakes Ron's hand. Hoswand ended up doing magic in her. Wingardium Leviosa Aharon. Stop, Ron. Stop. Haha, Wingardium Leviosa UHHHHH. When your friends describe you as someone with a big heart and a good sense of humor. What a great character in general. Nicest lad of all. Well shit, this all happened to me. Guess I'm a potato. When people's eyes just consistently glaze over you. When you go clothes shopping with a friend and the shop clerks greet your friend when you enter the store, but not you. That's usually hot in front, hot taller or hot under, right if the person is right-handed thing. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.